Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chapter 2. We'll be going over history of developmental disabilities. I'm going to make this short because there is a 30-minute video that you're going to be watching on your own. Zoom doesn't exactly like me to record a recording from YouTube, so tried several times and it doesn't work. So you're going to need to independently go to YouTube and find the recording. These are all the things that you'll be able to recognize, recall, differentiate, justify as a result of coming to this training. This is the YouTube URL for the History of Developmental Disabilities video. It is about 31 minutes long, and it is a little bit dry and old, but it is a very good video demonstrating the history of developmental disabilities. It is somewhat graphic, and there are some scenes that it's really hard to watch, but please do watch the whole thing so we can talk about it when we meet for our in-person check-in. And then we'll be discussing how did you feel about the way people were treated in the 1600s to 1800s. And you will learn about Molly. And right now we'll go over what is considered to be a disability. The state of Washington defines disability as intellectual disability, meaning also cerebral palsy, epilepsy, autism, or other neurological condition closely related to intellectual disability, or that requires treatment similar to that. The thing about a developmental disability is that it originated before the age of 18. So it happened during development. And it could happen at birth. It could happen around 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6. Generally, a developmental disability is found prior to about age 12 or 13. But there are some that don't develop until 18. Some people have a dual diagnosis. So that could mean that they have cerebral palsy and they have a mental health issue that is like schizoaffective disorder. So they might hear things or they might talk to people that aren't there. They also might see things. There's depression, anxiety. There's heart conditions and all kinds of different diagnoses that could result in a dual diagnosis. There also could be a learning disability, like dyslexia, or there's other behavioral disorders like intermittent, oh my goodness, what is that called? Well, they have outbursts, and that is a disability. read page 26 and 27 of your toolkit, and then complete the toolkit 21 and 22. Also 23. We'll discuss the answers at check-in and talk about what is considered to be normal at the bottom of page 22 in your toolkit. Normalization is a principle means making available to all people with disabilities patterns of, it's supposed to be life, and conditions of everyday living which are as close as possible to regular circumstances and ways of life or society. So I know we don't like to say normal, right? Like, what is normal? Who is normal? No, we don't even like, there's no real no person or thing that is normal. But as far as what is considered societal norms, normalization is the idea that we have the ability now to make accommodations for people who experience disabilities, so they can live a life that is full and it is lived large, so they can experience every day issues, challenges, barriers, or even joys, with help. And they have this help in the form of an accommodation. The principle of normalization instigate the closing of institutions by allowing people to have acceptance, and people who experience disabilities to live in the community, awareness of the normal rhythm of life, having family and friends, and having children and aging, and then experiencing death, providing typical conditions of life, freedom of choice, being recognized as a valued contributing member of the community. Devaluation. People who are viewed as different, such as the people we support, are at risk of being devalued. It occurs when someone's worth is perceived to have less worth than other people. Sometimes that can be expressed as less than human or subhuman. People who are devalued are at great risk of discrimination and receive unequal treatment. And I think that it's hard for us to see this when we're in the community. I definitely believe that there's a lot more acceptance in the community now, where people understand certain things about the people that we work with. But we also still see a lot of devaluing about their worth and how they contribute to the community. And sometimes we have to inform people of their rights. When we value another person's wants and needs, a person being supported, directing staff in their home rather than being directed by staff. Receiving support is needed to achieve the same quality of life promises by the Constitution of the United States as citizens of the United States. Having a choice and voice in all matters pertaining to personal care. Using people first language, thinking about the person we support's needs and wants first. Listen to understand, ask clarifying questions, critically consider we are providing the best support possible for the people we serve and supported at the appropriate level needed. So, is someone that we're supporting able to perform up to the level that they want to? Um, a lot of times the people that we serve, are able to um, get staff to do things for them that maybe that they are perfectly capable of doing for themselves. So checking that out and making sure that we're not doing more for them than they can do for themselves. One of the things when I work with people who experience disabilities is I check out what they can and can't do. I ask questions. I I give them things to do or ask them, you know, to if they need help. And if I know they can do something, questioning that and saying, you know, I think yesterday when you were with so and so, I saw you doing this. Do you think that's something that you're capable of doing? And then, putting it back on them. If we can take ourselves out of it as much as possible, it leads them to more independent living, and that is exactly what we want. Self-determination is the ability of an individual to control their lives, to achieve self-defined goals, to participate fully in society, to have autonomy in one's life, to abide by one's power and choice, ability to self-advocate, and feeling heard. This is one of the most important things that we could assist the people we work with in achieving in their lives. Oftentimes, family members, community members, and other people think that they know what's best for the people we serve. And actually, the people we serve know what is best for themselves, even if it's difficult to express it. And then here is the last video. It's called Dear Mom. This is a very endearing video to watch about people with Down who experience Down syndrome. And I encourage you to watch that. So that is the end of chapter 2. And hopefully you got a little bit more out of this video than just reading the outlines. And I will see you in chapter 3. Have a good day.